Alright, so I seen a video idea, and maybe this will get a few clicks. But I thought I could do a tier list of my own, um, and see if I can get some people's opinions on how I feel about this. So, anyways, this is coming from a Masters player, so I've never really played GM at all, but I have played against people in GM, so I mean I probably have first top 500 players as well, because I've seen people with the top or the Grandmaster banner. So, but anyways, Ana. I think Ana is A tier, definitely. Her anti is really good, especially when you're not going against a Kiriko. Like, I mean, it's very unlikely, but that 4-second anti is like really strong, I think. I mean, Sleep Dart's just Sleep Dart. Nothing really got changed with it recently, so um, yeah, and then 75 damage, obviously, like, it 2 shots Tracer. I think it 3 shots McCree now. Or Cassidy, whatever you call him. Um, so, Ana being A tier is a very good pick, I think. Ashe. I haven't seen a lot of Ashe, but in my opinion, I would say B tier. Just because I think there's a lot of better picks for long range. I think Bob is actually probably the strongest part about her. Um, yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say about Ashe. There's just a lot of better picks, and honestly, I'm gonna move her down to C tier just because. Baptiste, um, I don't see a lot of good Baptiste players. Um, but when I do, usually they're doing a lot of damage, and it's pretty nice. But I feel like a lot of times Baptiste Ultimate doesn't really get a lot of value. His regenerative burst is actually really good. Immortality field, it's basically just a Suzu, but I mean for like 5 seconds, but you can still like easily die. I feel like immortality field is a lot worse than Suzu in a lot of cases. Like the only thing I really like immortality for against is like say Doom ult or I don't know. I mean, it can get destroyed by Reaper ult, so um, uh, but I'm gonna put him in C tier as well. I don't really like him as much this season. I think he needs some kind of buff, like at least to his damage. Like his damage fall off needs to be reduced again, I think, just because he seems kind of weak. Anyways, Bastion. I feel like this is I don't know. I mean, anytime I see a Bastion player, they're always gonna put up damage. Like it's not too hard to play Bastion. Plus, he's kind of a counter pick to the meta right now because like a lot of it is like Sojourn and Widow. A lot of people like him one shot. So I think Bastion actually is in a pretty good spot right now. So I'd put him at B tier. Brig, Brig sucks. Okay, let's all be honest. D tier. She was really fun to play actually. Whenever Overwatch 2 first came out, just because I'm not a Brig main, I swear, but I loved watching Overwatch League, and I seen a lot of Brig, and I don't know, she just seemed really fun to play. And she was at first, but after like climbing the ranks to Masters, it never worked out. So yeah, she sucks. Um, Cassidy slash McCree, McCassidy, we'll call him. Right now, I would say high B tier. Um, I'll put him in front of Bastion just because. Um, I don't know. I mean, he's solid as long as you can hit your shots. I mean, the only really counter to him is long range units. Um, I'd say he's better than Ashe, that's for sure. Um, I just, I don't know. I think Cassidy with mid range is a lot better than Ashe with mid to long range. I mean, he's not amazing by any means, but you can definitely hard carry with him. Um, uh, if you hit your shots more than the other DPS, which will most likely be a Sojourn and maybe a Reaper or a Pharah or a Tracer. I don't know. But yeah, Cassie's pretty good. Doom. Doom right now, okay, whenever he had his buffs, I would totally say S tier. But after they put him down, or nerfed him a little bit with his 4-second rocket punch, I would move him back down to B. I'd keep him in front of Bastion just because Doom with his power block going against a Bastion is kind of nice. Because usually what Bastions will do is they'll just spray into you with all their little bullets, and it gives you a free rocket punch, like a supercharged rocket punch. So it's pretty good. He's not amazing. Definitely not the worst tank out there though. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of hard in my opinion to play sometimes. Like, I feel like I do no damage whenever I'm using my little like arm gun or whatever. And, like, sometimes I just can't hit anything. So, and then I end up just fading. So he's okay. He's not amazing, but all right. So now we've got D.Va here. I don't really see a lot of D.Vas, and when I play D.Va, I feel like I'm not really contributing too much. Um, I feel like the only thing D.Va's really good for is her defense matrix, but thinking about it now, I feel like she like there's been like 1 or 2 times where I've been able to actually like dive in and like pick off people that are like out of position, and I think D.Va right now, she's not really much of a, like, I don't know. She doesn't really take a lot of kills. She's just there to provide assistance to whoever else you need to dive, I guess. I don't know. I'm not too impressed by her so far. So, but she's definitely not as good as Doom, I think. Doom puts in so much more pressure than D.Va. Like, it's actually insane. Like, I don't know why you would choose Doom or D.Va over Doom sometimes. Like, unless you'd rather go D.Va against a Bastion, I guess, or if they have like a lot of like projectiles like Hanzo Junkrat, then that'd be a good time to run D.Va. But honestly, I'm gonna skip the list here a little bit. But honestly, I think much better pick than D.Va would be Sigma. Sigma is definitely A tier in my opinion. I don't think I'm being too biased with that. Just because Sigma can block so much more projectiles with that. Um, like, he's got his shield, he's got his hand. I mean, he can pretty much do it all whenever it comes to like defense. So Sigma is such a cool character in my opinion. Just because he has so much like variety, I think, in like his kit. Um, the only thing bad about Sigma is his ultimate. Same with D.Va. D.Va's ultimate, it's okay, but I feel like it's used more as like a zoning tool. With Sigma's, you're very vulnerable when you use it. So if you're playing against good players, either you could get headshot by Widow, I'm sure once or twice, and then you could get sniped out of that if you're going against a good Widow. But also there's sleep darts from Ana. There's Suzu from Kiriko. That's a little bit harder to use, but with Baptiste, that's why you run him sometimes. Or Zen even. Um, there's a lot of counters to Sig. I mean, even another Sig like Rock or Hog Hook. Hogs are being played a lot. So yeah, his super isn't amazing, but overall his whole kit is pretty good. So I wouldn't say he's too strong in the meta right now, just because there's a lot of snipers being played. Um, but yeah. Alright, on to Echo. Echo, I would say S tier character. Now, I don't see a lot of Echoes, but when I see someone play an Echo, they absolutely like destroy. Like, Echo seems so strong just because like She puts so much pressure, like all the way across the map, just with her sticky bombs, and then like just having those her primary fire, those projectiles just coming in after. It just is so good, and like she can have like such a crazy like burst amount of damage. Like it's so little time. It's crazy. Like she kind of seems like an anti-sniper for like Widow, Ashe, sometimes I guess Hanzo even. But Hanzos don't usually stand still, so it might be harder to get him. Also a decent pick to counter a Pharmacy. Let's see. Yeah, would be another pick too against the Zen. I think Echo against the Zen is a lot better matchup for the Echo than it is for a Reaper against Zen, just because Reaper's on the ground and all he can do is use his shotguns, and then he's got Wraith. But if you use Wraith against Zen, like you probably want to get out because his whole team's probably notified that you're there. So, and if you want to kill him, then go ahead, but you might just end up feeding. So, yeah, Echo I think is really good right now. I don't think she needs any changes. Her ultimate got nerfed I think at the beginning of the season or season 1, which is good because I think if it wasn't nerfed, I think she'd be like S plus if there was a tier for that. Cause like, oh my gosh. So, but yeah, Echo S tier, super good character. Genji. I don't really play a lot of Genji. But when I see a Genji on the other team, they usually do pretty well. Um, I mean, he's good for like picking people off out of position. Can sometimes be a pretty good anti-sniper character. So I would say B tier. I think the nerfs that he got though are a little uncalled for. Like I don't know why they changed his reload or his amount of shurikens he can hold from 30 to 24. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, and I know there was some kind of thing where like his a blade doesn't like one shot or whatever with like your combo whatever. I don't play Genji, so I wouldn't know. But I mean, most of the time I feel like you're gonna have either a nano from Ana if you're gonna play Genji. Ana's crazy right now. So many people are playing her. Like she's such a great character overall. Like she's so fun to play. Like I'm not even joking. Like she does just about anything. Same with Sig too. Like I if I had, I'm like comparing them to each other just because like they both seem so much fun to play. I know Sig probably not as much for most people, but Ana, it's just crazy the amount of people that actually play her. Like I don't know. She just is such a good character. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like okay, if we were using Genji, okay, based off his ultimate, it'd be D tier. Like, his ultimate is so bad by himself. Like, you have to get pretty lucky, I feel like, in a game with, like, GM and Masters to even get, like, 2, 3 kills. Like, you'd have to be very freaking lucky. So that's why I'm only going to put him at B tier. Just because Genji can still have good pick potential, and Ana, I mean, she's pretty much played in every game, so I think Genji does pretty well with that. Ball, Ball, I would say also B tier. I don't see a lot of balls be played, but um, when I do see them, they're okay. They're not amazing. I think just the issue with ball is the fact that they're not really played with the team a lot, so a lot of people don't know how to play with the ball. So you'd have to run some kind of dive team. Um, Which is something weird I've seen actually. A lot of people do with a Widow is they play Widow and then they go Bastion. I've seen Widow Bastion so much. Like I can't believe how much I've seen those two characters played like together. It is so weird. But it does work. Like it's crazy because you have like extra DPS for the Widow um uh who hardly ever dies even. Like the Widow will hardly ever die. It's crazy. Like if you have a good Widow on your team and then you put a Bastion on it, like it's really hard if your DPS aren't that good compared to them. So, But yeah, ball's okay. Um, I love the increased knockback to squishies. It's pretty good. I think it really helps as a kit. But otherwise, I mean, he's not really that great. His shields actually though are really nice. You get like 1300 HP if you get shields from like all 5 characters or enemies. So it makes his survivability a lot better. So right now, Hanzo, I would say D tier as well. Better than Brig definitely, but oh my god, Hanzo's just bad. He's got a glitch with recoil right now, and just it doesn't work. His arrows just I don't know. In my opinion, they feel really weird. Like I don't know. I feel like they changed something after they released Overwatch 2. Like it just seemed off and just weird. I don't know. Hanzo just is not fun to play right now. It's just kind of sad because he was like one of the DPS characters that I actually played. So. But yeah, Hanzo's just he's complete garbage right now. Same with his ult. Like the only reason why it'd ever be good is if you had a Zarya on your team. So, but then again, there's so much better like ults you can have. So yeah. Anyways, on to Junkrat. Junkrat, easy S tier. Junkrat is so good at just giving spam to like enemies. Like King's Row. King's Row is so good. Oh my gosh, like it's crazy. Junkrat is so good on that map. I think. Just you always are doing constant like pressure and damage with his little bombs and stuff. It's just crazy. Oh my gosh, my cat's trying to get in my room. But yeah, I think Junkrat is just really good right now. Really strong. His bombs are like they seem so big like when he shoots them. So it's hard to miss, I feel like. They're like I don't know. If you're losing as Junkrat, I don't know what to tell you. Like you got to be doing something wrong. Because like even his ultimate's so good. I see it more for like zoning now that I'm up in higher ranks, just because like it can get shot pretty quickly. So because I do see quite a bit of Torbs. Um, yeah, Junkrat, super good character right now. S tier. I don't know if he needs to be nerfed or not. Same with Echo. I don't think they both really need to be nerfed. They're really strong right now, just in the meta. If there's not double sniper, so I think they're pretty good. Lucio. I don't know about Lucio because I've seen him a lot in Overwatch 2, or the Overwatch League, and everyone played him. But I don't see him played hardly in ranked a lot. So I'm going to put him in B tier just because I think the only thing he's really good for is his beat and his speed boost. His healing, like, is pretty bad. I think he works well with Orisa, just for her ult. Same with Ryan. Ryan is really good. He helps out McCree or McCassidy, but I mean, not a lot of people play McCassidy. Um, yeah, Ryan. I'd say Soldier. It's helped out quite a bit from Lucio's speed when he's ulting. But there's really not much for Lucio. Yeah, I don't know. He's okay. His ultimate just isn't really as good compared to, know, let's say other support ults. Or well, abilities, I guess, because like you could have Suzu. Um, I mean, Beat's still good, yes, but it's a lot of times it seems like it just gets completely shredded sometimes, and I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's really worth using Beat sometimes. So, alright, Mei. I would say Mei's A tier. Mei's really good for walling off tanks that like to go in. Unless it's like an Orisa or I don't know, I guess a Doom even. I mean, Orisa's super tanky, so Orisa most of the time will be able to shoot her way out or just survive, but not all the time will she get out. So I think May's really good just because she adds a lot of pressure. She's good. She's good at anti-tank. I feel like she can pick off squishies pretty well. Um, she has a crazy ultimate right now. Um, I think it's pretty good as well. It's more of a zoning tool because a lot of characters can easily get out of that, like Orisa. Sorry, easily. Um, Moira could just fade out. Doom can obviously just punch his way through. Ball would get out of there. I mean, there's not really much pick potential, I feel like, for her ultimate, but it is a great zoning tool, and it creates a lot of space for your team. So, yeah. Mercy. Um, I feel like, I guess Mercy would be S tier. I mean, I see her almost every game just with a Sojourn or a Pharmacy. Like, Mercy's always there, and like, she just provides so much for your team, and it's like, it's just so free. Because, like, I don't know. There's definitely going to be a mixed opinion about this because some people would probably say she's A, maybe even B, but I think Mercy's S. She just gives so much to teams, and like you get a pick on, like, say you get a pick on the attacking team after like 2 minutes into the first point, and then she gets a free res. Like, it's crazy. Like, as long as your team wasn't out of position, then yeah, you get a free res pretty much, and it's crazy. Like, you don't have to wait for your teammate to come back, and it's so strong. And I think Mercy might need a nerf to her resurrection or some kind of rework to the way that she heals and damage boosts people, because I think she's very strong right now. Plus her movement too, and Valkyrie, it's just she hardly ever dies. And so she's usually the last one on the field. So Moira. Moira, I'd say, is C tier. The only thing I feel like Moira is good for is pushing like the back line. Um, her healing really isn't that great. Um, yeah, if you want to use Moira, I would say push the enemies in or the Widow. Just because, I mean, like, that's really all you're good for, I feel like. I mean, her Coalescence pretty nice. I mean, it's like, I feel like one of the only ultimates that can do damage and heal at the same time, so it's a pretty solid ultimate. Um, Especially like with Nano, I would say like B or A tier ultimate. But Moira just right now, I feel like she's not that good. I wouldn't say she's better than BAP, that's for sure. Because BAP can put up, I think, more damage than Moira. I know it doesn't seem like that, but all Moira does is just tickle your toes with her little orbs, and that's it. That's all the damage she does. BAP, you can actually kill stuff with BAP if you use your amplification matrix right. Like, when I play BAP, sometimes, like, I will use it on like a solo tank that's like left, because I've done it a couple times. Like, especially like a hog. Like, I've had on. I remember one specific moment where I had an Ana on my team, and there was a hog sleeping there, and I lit him up with my amp matrix just because it was a hog. Like, hog would have gotten away for sure. He would have used rebreather, and he would have gotten away if we didn't have a amp matrix. That's what's crazy. Like, hog has so much survivability. It's crazy. And honestly, I'll just go down the list here and talk about hog. Hog, easily S tier. Hog just is always there, man. Like, you don't even need a Kiriko sometimes for him, just because you just walk around a wall, sit there, and like, as long as your hook's ready, then I mean, there's no reason for enemies really to push you almost, unless your tank's there. Like, it's crazy. Hog does so much damage. Like, I would say he's better than all these characters up here right now, just because, like, that's how good Hog is. he can still one shot, and it's just so annoying as a support player, especially like Anna's or Zen's, to just be there and just not be able to do anything. I mean, yes, you can sleep dart him and anti him, but then again, you gotta remember there could be a Kiriko on the other team. So it's just Hog walks around the map so freely, and it's so difficult to actually play against him. So on to the next one. Orisa. Orisa's also S tier. I think she is the best tank if it wasn't for Hog. She's so strong, like, and tanky. Like, I think she's the perfect version of a tank. Like, she's hard to kill just because of, like, her defensive abilities. And the only way I could see you actually killing her, like, if she was, I don't know, by herself or something, like, use a Mei wall and then anti her. Anti her as soon as the Mei wall is about to go down, and then your whole team just pushes her. Like, her Harden or whatever, once she goes gold, super strong, and then, like, you gotta remember you also have her little javelin or whatever, javelin spin, and it just blocks all the projectiles. Like, it's so good for her, like, to stay alive, and it just, you'd almost outlast a whole Mei wall with those two abilities. So, and then her javelin throw. I mean, it's a good ability. It's kind of like Doom Punch. You just except you throw a projectile at people instead, and you do more damage if they hit a wall. So, it's super good for people that are like out of position and they like don't have their tank next to them. Because like I mean, they're pretty much gonna die if you do throw a javelin in their face and then finish them off with your gun, your primary fire. So, Orisa's super good right now. Farah. Um, I would say A tier. I see a lot of pharmacy, and even when you have like hit scan on your team, I feel like Farah is just always gonna be a nuisance. Like, Farah doesn't always have to worry about the DPS. Usually, what Farahs will do, I think, they'll go for the supports usually, and I mean, if you can get one of those picks on the supports like early game, and your team is unaware that your support is getting picked off by the Farah, I mean, it's just gonna be a piece of cake for the Farah. Now, Farah on her own, I would say C or B tier, but with a Mercy, I mean, it's so strong. I would say she's better than May even. Sigma as well, yeah. I wouldn't say she's better than Ana though. Ana, she can actually, I mean, she can kind of take care of Farah. I mean, she can at least put up pressure. She's hit scan when you're aiming, so she's yeah, Farah's pretty good. Reaper, I haven't seen a lot of Reaper recently. After I've seen all the TikToks or whatever about how you just press Q to use ultimate. So, but I don't think anything's really changed with him. So I would say he's A tier. I'd say he's better than May, probably better than Sigma as well. Um, I mean, there's not much really to say about Reaper. I mean, he's just gonna do damage constantly. I mean, you have to be good at Reaper though. You have to know your cooldowns on your abilities and stuff, and work them well. And just work corners whenever you don't have Wraith. His TP is okay. It's not amazing, but it's great for getting out. If you don't have Wraith, as long as you like, like if you're about to die or whatever, you Wraith away, and then the whole team just starts chasing you, and then you like hide behind a wall and then TP away to somewhere else just to get out. I mean, it's gonna be pretty good. So Reaper super strong. Um, Good, I feel like, against the meta right now, which is mostly just double sniper. So, yeah, he's pretty good. Ultimate, I wouldn't say as good. It's only really good against like grouped up enemies. So, I mean, maybe you get like two people, like say the Widow in the back and like a Mercy that was with her. So, he's okay. That was weird. My headset just died. I'm gonna plug in my charger. It never gave me a warning even that I was like using it, so give me 1 second. But alright. Um, on to Ryan. Oops. Ryan, I would say C tier. Ryan I feel like he's just a big old meat box. He's just sitting there taking damage the whole time. Now on certain maps, I'd say he's pretty good. Like King's Row, for example. King's Row is a really good map for Ryan. But a lot of times I feel like Ryan is really just there, just absorbing damage most of the time. Sometimes he can really be a menace if he's like in your team and all your squishies, just swinging away. Shatter is super good as well. I think that's the strongest part about him. I think he might get a rework with his fire strikes. Not entirely sure on that, but that's what I've heard. But yeah, ultimate, I'm definitely an A or S tier ultimate, just because like there's not a lot of shields, you know, in the game anymore, so there isn't much to worry about for a Ryan whenever you're ulting. So plus you can one shot squishies if you're like right on top of them. So yeah, he's not that great though in competitive. I'd say quick play, he's pretty fun. Yeah. Sojourn, oh my gosh, D tier. She is hot garbage. I'm kidding. Oh my god, she is always going to be S tier if she can one shot half your team. I mean, there's not much to say about Sojourn either here. Like, I mean, what do you want me to say? Like, Sojourn is so overpowered right now. Like, why isn't Sojourn's ult Widow's ult? That's what I want to know. Like, Sojourn could just one shot like your whole team in like 10 seconds. It's crazy. Like, it just not fair, I think, playing against a Sojourn in like plat or diamond or master diamond lobbies, and like your team has no clue what to do. All you can do is just sit back and run. You can't even counter it half the time. Like, you could save yourself with like Baptiste immortality field, but like that's crazy. Like, I don't get it, man. I mean, Lucio beat would actually be good. Okay, Lucio beat for Sojourn ult would be good, but I don't see a lot of people playing Lucio, so I don't know. Maybe Lucio just doesn't provide enough. But anyways, yeah, Sojourn is just way too good. She needs a nerf. She needs to like be able to only one shot like 2 people in her entire ultimate. Her slide speed needs to be nerfed. Not the cooldown. I think she could slide as much as she wants, like last time, like whenever she first came out. But she definitely needs her speed to be nerfed, I think. Just because the fact that you could just go in with all the confidence in the world, because it's happened to me, but you could just go in, slide right in front of an enemy Zenyatta, and then just one shot him. Like, with that much confidence. And it's crazy how fair that ability is. Like, it's not even close to Widow's. It's so easy to kill people with this. Like, Widow, you actually have to scope in, and like your walking speed is reduced by like, I don't even know how much, but it's crazy. Like, you're pretty much just standing there trying to hit people. Not saying Widow is bad though, but yeah, definitely needs a nerf to her slide speed and her ultimate. Her ultimate, she can't be able to one shot more than 3 or 4 people. She like at most 1 or 2. Like that just is insane to me. Soldier, Soldier right now, I would say A tier. Um, I would say about right here. He's okay. He's just not really good against the meta right now. Um, I would say he's probably pretty good against Hog, though. I haven't seen a lot of Soldier, to be honest, but I think he'd be pretty good against Hog. Um, just for constant damage. It's good against the Pharah. Can really focus down Junkrat if he needs to. Same with Echo, but usually you'll have a Mercy with the Echo, so hopefully you as a soldier will have a Mercy with you. Um, he's okay. His ultimate's very nice. It's just aimbot for free. Get that with Ana Nano and Mercy damage boost, or even Lucio speed. And I mean, you're pretty much going to kill just about the whole team if the enemy tank doesn't have something to say about that. So the only thing I really think can counter Soldier ult is if you have a good Harissa ult or Hog hook, or even just you push away Soldier with whole Hog. I mean, the only counter, well, I mean, I guess you have Lucio B, you've got BAP Immortality Field, but then again, you could shoot Immortality Field now with Soldier ult. Sigma's pretty good against him too. He can just put a shield in front of you and eat stuff if he's looking at you. Transcendence would be good too, unless your team gets anti, then there's not much you can do about it. Same with Kiriko, Susu. Yeah. Sombra. Sombra, I would say B tier. Her nerfs that she got were definitely needed. I would say she's probably about here. Um, I don't see a lot of Sombras though right now, so I don't really know how to react to this. But after those nerfs, I definitely have not seen her nearly as much. So yeah, probably maybe could pick off the snipers if I'm needed, but it probably won't happen since they'll usually have a support with them. So Symmetra, Symmetra, I would say B tier if the team doesn't really know how to like work against that, but if they do, then I would say C tier. I'm gonna keep her at C tier. I'll keep her up here. I would say better than Moira and Ryan. Symmetra, her turrets are just annoying. That's really the only thing that is really good about her. Her wall, actually, I take that back. Her wall is very good. Her sim wall, like, it's hard. Hold on, I guess. I had a sneeze. Oh my gosh. Yeah, her sim wall is super good against supports and tanks that don't know how to cooperate together, because, like, your tank's gonna be asking for heals, okay, but you can't always get healed whenever there's a sim wall there, because your support isn't always going to be right behind you. Unless you have a Mercy. A Mercy, just, she's always going to be there. Same with Moira. I mean, Moira can heal you through walls. She can throw her orb or whatever. So, I don't know. Sim is just Sim right now, so. Torbjorn. Mm, it's hard to say B or A tier, because when I see Torb, it's A. Like, I would say A tier on my team. Or against me, at least. Because his ultimate's very good. Same with his turret. His turret's just really good as well. Um, it's good against an uncoordinated team. I'll put him at A, but he's gonna be low A. Um, yeah, Torbjorn's just, I don't know. He's super strong in certain cases. Like, I don't know if he can get one shot or not by snipers, but he could potentially be an anti-sniper if you can hit your shots with him. Um, if he can be one shot, then I take that back. But if you use your molten, you're not your molten core, your upgrade, your lava, whatever it's called, where you can move faster and shoot faster, then I would say yes, A tier, as long as you don't get one shot from that. Um, just because I think he's super tanky, does good damage. I think his turret's annoying. Um, paired up with like, you know, Sim on Eichenwald, pretty good team or duo DPS comp. Um, unless they go Pharah, then you're kind of screwed. But you just gotta hope that maybe you have an Ana on your team, or a Hog. and you can hook the fire out of the sky. So yeah, Torbs, he's a pretty solid pick. Tracer, Tracer's also an A tier character for sure. Um, I would put her above Ana here. I wouldn't say she's S tier just because of all the nerfs that she's gotten to her damage. I know they found the middle ground and gave her pistol damage 5.5. So yeah, I mean her pulse bomb's pretty good. I don't see a lot of people get kills with it though, just because I feel like it's just skill gap from uh, Masters and Overwatch League, because I know I did see a lot of people play Tracer at the beginning of Overwatch League, but then I know they swapped. I think it was Reaper Sojourn. Yeah. So, but Tracer can be good. If you have a team that doesn't know how to play or help your supports, I'm gonna put her actually below Ana because Ana can still two-shot her. So sorry, I'm a little biased. Ana, she's like this only support I play. So, but I think Ana is better. Yeah. But either way, Tracer's, I think she's super good. Um, good pick potential. The only really big counter towards Tracer is either Immortality Field or Suzu whenever she uses her ultimate, her pulse bomb. So also I noticed Kiriko isn't on here, so I'm just gonna say right now, Kiriko I would say A tier. Um, no, I would say she's S tier, but I would say she's low S tier, better than Mercy, I think. Just because she's got Suzu and then her ultimate just provides so much for her team. Um, so, and then her headshot damage as well is just amazing. Like, you could two-shot Widows all the way across the map if you really wanted to. You could just throw Suzu down. I mean, that's still pretty difficult, but if you do it, then I mean, you're pretty goated. Not gonna lie. So, Kiriko definitely S tier. Widow, high A tier. Widow is so good right now, at least in Masters. Um, I mean, I feel like sometimes there's just like nothing you can do. Like, at least as a support player, like I can hardly peek, like trying to heal my team without getting picked off. And I can't take off angles all the time because, like, usually I'll have someone dive me and I'm gonna die because I'm usually just playing Ana. So I mean, there's not much I can do, but still, it's just frustrating. Widow, I just feel like I'm watching my team get picked off, and then I'm running back to spawn. So, which is usually I'm usually not the one even getting picked by Widow. Like I know how to play against her, but it's just like my team like can never have the better Widow. So the only time I feel like Widow has a hard time is playing against like a Lucio and whatever else kind of dive team you have, like a Winston, Tracer, or Reaper even. Um, I don't know, but Widow's really strong right now against people in Masters. I just feel like no one knows how to play against her, except for hoping that their Widow is better than the enemy Widow. So Winston, I would say Winston right now. I don't know. I mean, in Overwatch League, he was played like all the time, but man, I don't see him played a lot in actual ranked. It's hard to decide. Like he puts up good pressure against, you know, people out of position, snipers. I would say, I would say like right here. He's pretty strong. There isn't much you can do with Winston though. I don't see a lot of Winstons being played, but the best thing for a Winston, I feel like, is to primal whenever the enemy Sojourn has her ults, so that she doesn't get any value out of it. So you just use that on her, boop her around a little bit, wait for her ultimate to be done, and then go back with your team and play with them. So, yeah, that's about it. Otherwise, I mean, Winston's just Winston. You're gonna just hold down one button and hope you do some damage. Junker Queen. Junker Queen, I would say high C tier. She's definitely got a lot more value, or adds a lot more value to the table than Reinhardt, I feel like. Just cause she does pretty good damage. If you can get up close to, like, I don't know, unsuspecting targets. Like, if people are gonna, like, no, there's one, this is one part on Brazil, on that first choke point, you can go to that room on the left, um, uh, and if you just use shout, use your knife, and then axe, and then shoot them as quick as possible, and if you hit your bullets correctly, with all the damage coming in, they're gonna die, because there's a lot of damage all at once. So she's got good burst damage, but damage over time, really, I mean, it's not that great from her bleed, so. But her ultimate's decent. I would say, like, if you have an Ana on your team with the Junker Queen, as an Ana, throw your nade anti, like, 2 people, hope that the enemy Kiriko throws her Suzu for that Ana nade, and then that's when you go in as Junker Queen and ult. Now, try to avoid the Kiriko, like, because all she can do is just, she can teleport away and she'll be fine. So, aim for where the most people are and just use it. I feel like it's pretty straightforward, but yeah. Okay. Zarya. Zarya, after those nerfs, I would definitely say she's worse than Junker Queen. I think Zarya just she's not very good anymore. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't see a lot of Zarya's play though be played. And when I play her, I feel like I hardly get charge off of her. Um, but she is still a good counter to say Sigma, for example, because Zarya can just walk all over you. Like, even if you're low charge, like, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's hard to hit my primary fire as Sigma when Zarya is, like, right up on top of me, and it's just, I don't know. And, like, Zarya can wait for the rock from Sigma and then just use your bubble then, so. But yeah, Zarya, her grab is pretty great. I mean, there are pretty good support or items or whatever, abilities to counter her grab, so um, it does kind of make, like, Grav Dragon kind of weak. Like, if you have a BAP and Kiriko Suzu for a Grav Dragon, you'll probably come out of that alive. Most people will, I feel like. So, Zen. Oh man, I don't know. This is my first main, and I don't play him right now because he's just not really meta, and he's kind of weak, and he's just sucks sometimes. He's good for, like, an anti-tank. Just because putting that Discord on, like, the enemy Roadhog or the Orisa really does help. But the meta right now, at least from what I see, is Sojourn Widow almost every game. And whenever that happens, as a Zen, your life is limited. Because, I mean, like, I don't even know, man. Like, there's not much you can do as Zen, I feel like, except just hope to God that you're not getting focused. So, because, like, Hog's gonna be after you the whole game. Same with Orisa too. Orisa could just go in there and just use her little javelin spin and then just destroy you. Plus, if her ultimate is that high enough charge and you use Transcendence, your ultimate's not gonna matter Because if your teammates get sucked in there and they can't get out quick enough, they're all gonna get one shot. Like, Zen's not gonna be able to do anything about that. Zen, his ultimate, I feel like it's kind of outdated right now because there's so many one-shot tools. Like, the only thing it's really good for, I feel like right now, would be Genji Blade, Reaper ult, and Soldier. And even Sigma. Sigma's ult, actually, yes, that'd be good. Like, Zen's trans really is just, it's not that great right now. I mean, it's a bunch of healing, 300 healing per second, I think, but like, there's just a lot better options out there. But he does provide good DPS if you have a good Zen on your team, or if you are very good at him. So, right now, I would say Zen is low B tier. His healing is okay. Discord is amazing. He can be a good anti-sniper if the snipers aren't looking your way. You can obviously sneak up on them, but when you do that, you're probably not gonna get out alive if your enemy team is well organized. So Mercy, heck, you'll go up to a Widow and you'll sneak up on him and kill him, and then I bet you Mercy would Valk and start pistoling you with her freaking Glock, and then you'd be dead. So, okay, and I know Ramatra isn't on here either. So, Ramatra right now, um, I would say high B tier. Best thing about Ramatra, his ultimate, dude. He's so strong with it. Um, all you have to do is just stand there, hold block if you need to. But usually I find myself getting nanoed actually, and I just go in, start punching people to death, and I just get a 3 or 4 man kill with that thing, and it's just we just won a team fight with 2 ultimates right there, and it's crazy. Like, he's super strong, I think. Now getting nanoed with without it though, not as great. I don't think Ramatra should be nanoed there, but with his ultimate, yes, definitely nano him. It's super strong. Um, so I would say like, I don't know, either high B tier or mid to low A tier, just depending on, you know, your rank and all that. Because like there are a few counters to him, like on a sleep dart. But then again, you have Suzu as well, so but that's if you're playing with an organized team. Um, yeah. I don't know. Ramacho's okay. Um, he's not really that good though, I feel like, if you're playing against like Orisa, just cause Hog, actually I think Hog against Ramatra is a bad matchup for the Hog, just because Hog is so, or Ramatra's so tanky, like he's almost like as tanky as Hog, it seems, just cause like with all of his blocking um damage that he reduces, like it's crazy. He does very well, I think, against Hog. Plus, like, you could almost just play like right in the face of Hog most of the time and just keep him from like hooking your squishies when you're in tank mode. So yeah, I think Rematch is pretty strong. But yeah, all right. Anyways, I don't know how long that was, but I feel like that was really, really long. So I'm gonna end that here. Um, I hope this was a decent tier list for people to look at. I hope it wasn't complete and utter garbage. But yeah, I'm gonna try and upload this. Um, hopefully get some recognition. But with that being said, I'll see you guys later.